Hi, I'm Amy Blake.
And let's begin. Hello, and welcome to another episode of, what did we call this? Talking to the actor.
Yeah.
We're here with an actor. Hello, actor.
Hello.
What is your name, actor?
I'm Amy Blake.
Amy Blake. You took a pie at the beginning.
I did. Thanks a lot for that. That was lovely.
It was thicker than you expected.
It was sludgy.
Cool. How are you, Amy?
I'm really good, thank you. Are you both alright?
I am alright. Thank you for asking.
Good.
No,
Morven in episode 1 didn't ask.
Oh,
Yeah.
can you imagine?
Alright is good for Tom. That's about.
Yeah.
That's good.
This
So-
is range.
This is the talking to the actor. I'm really glad you agreed to do one. Thank you for agreeing to do one.
I'm
because
really glad you asked. It's really nice.
I have loads of questions because you're one of the people I call a positive Facebook feeder. So
Yeah.
I have people divided into 3 columns on my Facebook. There are those that just I do not like what they post and they tend to get muted. And then there are those that I maybe disagree or agree, but they post it in a way that's either funny enough or not ranty enough that I leave it. And then there are those whose posts I look for because it's always positive, or they're doing something, or they're explaining themselves in a good way. And you, whenever you come in my feed, it's always you've been up to something, or
Oh,
filmed
that's
something.
nice.
So I have loads of questions related to posts that I've seen. I just want to emphasize, these come in my feed. At no point have I gone on your Facebook and just gone down.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, but before that, how did you get into the acting? Well, do you want to give a brief overview of what type of actor you are and where you came from?
Yeah. So I'm a northern actor. Grew up in Barnsley and I've trained in Sheffield. But I've branched out quite a lot. So I've just done a show in York, a show in Leeds. Just got London to tackle now.
Which you were down at this weekend.
Yeah. Unfortunately, not acting myself, but watching lots of other people do the thing.
Research, we call that.
That's
research.
that. Yeah, for the taxman, that's what we call
Cool.
that.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 22 with the face of a 12-year-old.
You do look young. It's mentioned.
Yeah, I do look really young, which affects my playing age quite a lot. I tend to get cast as a teenager. But it's not a bad thing, I guess. When I'm 50, I'll be playing a 25-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the dream.
Wow. Yeah, so started a bit of a weird one, actually. I did my drama performing arts course at school when you could pick it as a sort of GCSE, but it was a BTEC. And then after that, I went to a different college and did A-levels in maths, biology, chemistry and physics.
Okay.
So you're smart as well.
The educated actor.
So then did that and then sort of thought, this is nice, but I miss the acting. That was really fun. Why did I not carry on with that? So then I went back and did a full-time level 3 in performing arts. So every day of the week I was just studying that. And then from there I went and did my training in performance for stage and screen. Just graduated in June.
Does that link to the play festival that you did?
Early Fest. Sort of. So I ran a festival back in May.
We helped write one of the plays.
Oh, yeah, Suspect.
Yeah.
Oh, it was brilliant, yeah. Oh, God, I completely forgot about that. Yeah, so the festival came about because one of my modules in my final year in training was called Show Business, and essentially you had to either theoretically plan a theatre company or plan to put a show on, but you didn't actually have to do it. But I sort of decided I might as well just do it. If I'm going to do all the theory work, I might as well get the fun out of it and actually do it as well. So I just decided to put on a festival with £200 budget and a month's notice.
I remember post in, because one of our resources we use if you're Sheffield based, Sheffield Actors Forum and stuff.
Stacey
like,
Sampson started.
I remember one of your posts being like, it's going to be a very long month or two, like intense, but it's going to be worth it. Early Fest, need it by this time. And we helped Morven get Suspects in.
Yeah, I'm so glad she did it as well, because we were chatting, because around the time when I was planning was the time that me and Morven were filming Resist together. And so I was chatting to her about it quite a lot, and her original plan was just to do a little monologue alongside a collection of monologues, and I was like, oh, you could do something longer. And then when she came out with this whole play, I was like, oh, amazing.
Yeah, originally it was going to be dramatic, and I was like, you better off doing comedy.
Yeah.
Short play festival thing, do a funny play. We can do a funny.
Mm.
And Resist, just a reference, you said we were in Resist together. That wasn't a
Yes.
Resistance, that was an actual film.
But that would be more interesting.
Oh, that was an interesting film. Tom hated it because it was about women, and Tom hates the women.
Yeah.
Well, it's not fun when you do that.
Yeah.
When you don't defend yourself and like. First of all, it creates an issue because I'm lying. Not that I've ever told a lie in my life, but Tom doesn't hate women at all. But two, like it's not fun for me if you're getting wound out.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just gonna have if you're going to use passive resistance, I'm just going to have to stop winding you up, aren't I?
Women are right.
It's a good tactic.
But yeah, it's a short film that maybe because we met via a reading.
Mm-hmm.
Then you, like my girlfriend Sarah, who's currently upstairs playing 2 Point Hospital, because that's what she does with her life. She, when she's not working full time, this is she remembers you as the person who gave us a discount to get into the play. You knocked £1 off. You saw us. You went, hello. It's only £3 for you.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't even know that.
Oh, we felt like VI fucking P.
Were they ready to pay full price? It's like concessions.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And you have hired us to do a showreel.
Yeah,
So,
exciting.
yeah, hopefully this isn't the recording before it went wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Before
Resist
and
is one of
after.
the films that may well end up
Yeah,
in your showreel.
I
which
think
is-
so. Mm.
which
There's
is
a
it.
lot of expressions acting rather than speaking acting, so we'll see.
Yeah. We'll maybe in for some time and then we'll see what else comes
Yeah.
in. It's not. I like it as a film. Of the films you've done, that you sent us like 4 films.
Mm.
One was really weird. You were like a death fairy.
3 sides of a coin.
Yeah, a lot
yes,
of glitter.
Angel of Death, lots of glitter, and a nice stopwatch.
And you had that actor in, Molly Ridley.
Yeah.
So I know Molly as someone who auditions for things, and then we never quite seem to work with her.
Yeah.
Like it's just always, oh no, we've cast someone else, and it's just like she's really good.
Yeah.
And it's just like someone I like want to work with.
Yeah.
But this isn't her podcast. This is yours. But there was that one.
I
there
think
was,
she's York based actually, so she's quite away
Yeah.
with it.
there was the running one.
The running one, the run.
The run.
Yeah, self descriptive, I
Yeah.
suppose. Yeah, that was another one that was a lot more movement acting than voice acting, so not enough for showreel material. But it was good fun. We got to have like this gorgeous day up in the Peak District, and it was nice weather, so what more can you want?
Exactly. Nice. Right. So you mentioned about acting early age, and then coming back to it. What is it about acting? Do you think that sounds like it fulfills you?
It's just better than everything else, isn't it? I don't know. I sort of felt like I fell into doing the maths and science because I got decent results at GCSE, and people kind of expect if you can do maths, you should do maths.
Are you using decent modestly and you're an A-star student? Is that what's happening here?
Maybe a small part. So they kind of just assume if that's what you do, then that's what you should pursue because it's maths. But I also did decent in my performing arts, and when I was leaving, my performing arts teacher was kind of like, oh, it's a real shame, not many people make it in this industry, but like you had some kind of potential or something like that. So, and that was always in the back of my mind when I was like stressing about bosons. I was like, do you know what, I could be on stage right now doing something a lot more fun.
What is a boson?
Just a small thing. Little
A small
thing.
thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it smaller than an amoeba?
I don't know.
Okay.
Probably not.
It's been a while. She acts now. She acts. Could have acted that you pretended you knew. Do you... Okay, so I have an E in theatre studies.
Okay.
I'm a behind the camera guy at A level.
Yeah.
And I got like A's in my history and my sociology. And I find I do a lot of script writing, and my understanding of sociology and history and people and the way things can relate, or one person's actions can cause ripples here, and depending exactly how a response is, that changes. I feel like that does actually influence my script writing or my approach to characters, if that makes sense. Do you find your maths or your science in any of your acting? You can say no. Like,
it's kind of less applicable, I think, because like the sociology of characters and working with script, that is what you, like, you're writing characters and you're talking about how these people work. Whereas it'd be quite rare to get a play about numbers. But yeah, I do see the occasional brief where it's sort of something about the stars, and I think, I learned about the stars, maybe I should put myself up for this. But yeah, I think it's a bit less applicable.
We have a friend, an actor friend called Ruth, and Ruth Langrick, who's a good actor. She does sign language because she works with children with disabilities and things, and she also likes bike riding, and she found a part that involved sign language and riding a bike.
That's
like,
amazing.
That is your part.
Do you know what? There have been quite a lot of briefs up on Spotlight recently for people fluent. I don't know if you say fluent in BSL. So yeah, it's a good skill to have. I know very, very brief because my dad's deaf, but he does lip reading, and he's not actually deaf. He can hear with his hearing aids if you talk really loud, but he relies mostly on lip reading. So we never carried on after he'd started learning. It's one of those things you forget, I think, like all languages, if you don't use it.
How do the family approach your acting? I know you live with your fella. You mentioned you've just got a flat in Sheffield on Shoreham Street, Sheffield United. Are they supportive behind you?
Really supportive. My stepdad, I got him a Father's Day card this year, and I wrote inside, "Thanks for never telling me to get a proper job." So we always laugh about that. They're quite... They worry about money, because in this industry, unless you're Angelina Jolie, you're never going to be rich. You're always going to be sort of on the breadline. But they are really supportive, and as long as I'm not sitting around doing nothing, then they're quite happy to encourage.
Okay. Cool. So I have a question, and if you're like, I don't really want to talk about that. It was, like I said, you're the Facebook feed. You're one of the feeders, and you put a post up, and I'm glad that I got the opportunity to ask you about it. It was something like, it was a while ago I wasn't able to look at myself, or wasn't comfortable seeing myself acting, or something along those lines.
Yes.
So it sounded like you worked through something.
I see. Yeah, it was when I was looking through all the videos for potential show reel material.
Okay. Because that's such a big part of acting. I know actors who are like that. I know actors who never watch themselves or hate watching themselves. Ross Marshall was one of those people who always, I hate watching myself.
Yeah, so it was just that I had to look through to decide if any of the footage was good enough to go into a show reel, and all of the things that I've ever done on film, on camera, I'd not watched a single one of them, because I just thought, no, I'm not doing it today, and my mum's always saying, will you send us that video, send us that one that you did, and I was always like, I can't, I ain't got my laptop with me. So, and I put it off, and then I finally thought, right, I'm going to have to watch these now, because one of them might be worth putting in. So I had to force myself to watch it, but it's just cringy, isn't it? It's sort of...
Yeah, is that like a confidence thing, or like... do you watch and go, I should have done this differently? Or...
Yeah, I'm one of those people that thinks there's always room for improvement. I would never sit here and say I did a perfect performance, because I think you can always do something a little bit better. And that's what I would look for when I'm watching myself back. I'd think, my voice is too high, or I'm moving too much, I'm fidgeting, and I get really picky about the tiniest details that other people probably won't even think about. Especially I just watched back my final show from when I was training, because we got sent all the footage from it. And it's just like, how is that only like 5 months ago, and now watch that back and think, bloody hell, I'm a different actor now. Like, the experiences you have, they just constantly make you improve, which is good. But it is cringy to watch back, and you think, I did that.
when we're editing, because we get to the sound stage, and now you send it me.
Yeah.
I go through it. Sound's not right here. Back it goes. More work. I watch through it again, and then I have a year policy. After a year, I then go back and watch our films again, and then I'm like, okay, that's worked. That didn't work. I can see improvement from the year before. Great. I can't. Do you know what I mean?
That's
I know
a really
down for
good
myself.
idea.
So focus on sounds. That's why the last 2 years have been more. I've pushed the sound editing more. That's how I do it. But
That's a really good idea. I sort of got to grips with listening to my voice a long time before I got to grips with watching myself, because one of my modules in training was radio broadcast, and I had to edit my own radio show, so I was constantly listening to my voice on a loop, and after that I didn't care anymore about the voice, but then I still wouldn't watch the videos, and when I did watch the videos, it's the voice that cringes on me more than anything else.
Is it?
Yeah, which is weird because I'm fine if it's only the voice, but yeah, I think it's just 'cause I've got a really high voice.
Your voice strikes me as someone that does like adverts on radio. I can hear that.
Yeah.
Can you you're listening to radio, whatever kind of thing.
I
Like
wish.
it'd be a Yorkshire one though. Barnsley radio.
Yeah,
Or
yeah. That's another thing, yeah. The strong Yorkshire accent. I think I need to show people that I can do something else. Not right now though, don't say that. Yeah.
Fair. Okay. So was it when you were growing up? Were you quite a confident kid in terms of your acting, or were you a bit more reserved? Or 'cause you strike me as a thinking person. You strike me as quite a thinker.
I won't go that far, but I think when I was really young, like primary school, I was really confident, and then sort of when you get to high school, you mellow out a little bit, and then I was probably one of the quieter kids. I was a goth throughout all of my high school, so I was always just quite chill. Not so much one of the people that would put themselves forward for as much as other people. But I do remember in primary school, we were doing Treasure Island, and the only reference I had with Treasure Island was the Muppets Treasure Island. So we
There
went.
is no other. What else is there?
So we went in pairs to audition for the roles, and I went in with my friend, and she messed the audition up. I mean, she's not an actor at all anymore. So, and I came out and I was like, God's sake, Leah, we're going to be that person that goes me in the Muppets. So back then, yeah, I was probably quite loud and confident about everything. But then in school, high school, probably less so. And now I think I've come out of my shell a lot more. I can trust in my own abilities a bit more now. I've finished my training, got a lot of credits. I'm like, yeah,
So
I can do this.
You used to be a goth girl.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna because this is really this is sound. Amy is currently wearing a pink top. With pink 1986 written on it. The year before I was born, and has colour all around her.
You got Converse, huh?
Converse, what was your music, goth girl?
Bit of everything, but my favourite band in the world ever, they're not actually that gothy, although I thought they were when I was 8. The Rasmus, you know, the ones that do In the Shadows, like, they're my favourite band ever in the world, and they always will be. But other than that, I like a lot of Finnish music, like Sinatra, Attica, and Twine.
How much do you like the Rasmus?
Too much.
So if I knew of someone who'd thrown bottles at them at Leeds Festival, would it? Yeah.
What?
They got bottled at Leeds Festival because they were just really arrogant.
Because they're the Rasmus.
Yeah.
They're the best.
They didn't.
'cause
They
you're
did
young.
not win the Leeds Festival crowd over that day.
Oh dear. Oh, that's a shame. Although they have just released a new song last week, and I'm not impressed.
When you
is
say
sad.
goth, also I'm thinking of the age difference. Do you mean goth or do you mean emo?
Oh no, I mean goth.
Okay.
Definitely goth. Victorian goth, like long skirts with netting and corsets, and yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it was good fun. It's still fun. I love all the fashion now. I still look at it and think, oh my god, that's amazing. But
But you weren't wearing it to express an inner pain.
oh no, I was the happiest goth you ever met. I'm still quite into metal music, and my partner always says whenever we're at a gig or at Co-op on a Saturday night, he'll always say, "You're the happiest metalhead I've ever seen." I'm just smiling like, Angel of Death.
See, I had my corn hoodie, my pierced lip, my pierced nipple, my
I love
gel hair
corn.
and nails, and just was an unhappy, happy person.
Really?
Yeah. The music understands me. I'm gonna pack a chainsaw, skin ass roll, break stuff. Like, yeah, I do still love the music though.
It is good. It's good stuff. We've got tickets for Slayer, Anthrax, Lamb of God, and Obituary in Wembley
Nice.
in November. So I can't wait for that.
Nice. I always, no matter what device I have, Wait and Bleed by Slipknot. I fucking love that song.
Yeah.
Just takes me back to being really angry and listening to it.
Do you know what though? They're the friendliest people, metalheads. When I saw Slipknot a few years ago at Download, somebody in the pit right where we were standing lost her phone, and they was like, "Oh no, I've lost my phone." So everybody just stopped, searched for the phone, found the phone, and then everyone just turned around and carried on pushing each other. And they're just the best people. I love it. So much fun.
I've seen interviews with them, a bit like Marilyn Manson. They're really articulate and thoughtful with their music. Like, it is accessing.
Yeah.
And also, like, you ever heard of Richard Cheese?
No.
He does lounge versions of their songs, like,
Oh,
like classical.
brilliant.
What would you call that style of music? It's like your jukebox thing that you watch.
There's lounge music basically.
Yeah.
Like his style is lounge music. Like Modern Jukebox do like different versions, like classical renditions and stuff. But yeah.
But like he does one of like People Who Call Shit by Slipknot, and you listen to the lyrics, and when they're sung in that way, you're like, those lyrics are really cool. Actually.
Oh, that's
Come on
amazing.
down to... Anyway, yeah. Right. So, you speak off it. You went through school. You got your acting.
Mm-hmm.
You did your acting at uni. I know you've done quite a few things like plays and films and that nature, and you are currently with an agency.
Mm-hmm.
So, what sort of... Do you prefer more stagey things, more screen things? Is there like a particular role you have in mind you'd like to get to?
Oh yes.
Oh yes.
Yeah, my main passion lies with theatre. I think you can't beat the thrill of performing to a live audience every night. But that's not to say I don't want to do film.
Because jump in, because I'll get lost otherwise and it won't relate. You delivered one of the best versions of the word arsehole I've heard. Princess Grace you were in Game Night, which a friend of ours, her fella and group put on.
Yeah.
What they called that group?
Mage Plays.
Mage Plays. I think the fun crowdfunding Margarita. The next play now wasn't good, but they just remember you going, you utter was it arsehole or
yeah, it
arsehole?
is arsehole.
Yeah, it was really good. I remember that got a good laugh.
Oh, thank
Like
you.
the princess in that play. But yeah, so stage is your passion.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's not to say I don't want to work in film and TV. I want to do all of it. I want to do all of the things, and radio as well. But I do think there's something different about a live audience.
Okay. Any particular plays that you...
Medea. I want to be Medea.
I don't know Medea.
It's a Greek tragedy, Euripides.
Euripides, Eumenides. Yeah. Oh yes.
Wow. Yeah, so it's a Euripides one about this lady whose husband leaves her for another woman, so she kills both their children.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of different versions of it.
Sounds like Greek tragedy.
Yeah.
Are the gods involved? The gods are always involved somewhere in the Greeks.
Yeah, they've got like a whole chorus, and it's been done so many different times. I think my favourite version of it's the Mike Bartlett version, where they kind of did it in a completely contemporary setting in a 2 up 2 down household, and instead of a Greek chorus, it's 2 nosy neighbours that keep butting in on her life and telling her what to do. And it's just brilliant. I just love it, and that makes me sound a bit crazy, but but I look way too young to play any kind of Medea at the minute, so I wouldn't be able to play that till I was
Gotta
probably in my
stop
40s.
smoking and living less healthy. Start having milk in that tea. Okay, so that's the role you'd like to get to. A role in Medea or the role of Medea? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And what brought about this passion for theatre, do you think?
That's a hard one. I don't know. I think it's just that feeling, the nervous. I love being scared. You know, when you go on like those horror walkthroughs. For me, that gives me the exact same feeling in my belly as what being like really excited does. And it's the same before you go on stage. Like, I read this thing once, and it must have been on one of those motivational actor posts or something, and it said stop saying you're nervous and start saying that you're excited before you go in for a show or an audition or anything like that. So that's what I started doing, and it's excitement, and I love it. It's just brilliant.
Nice. I got an anecdote, which is a friend of mine at work. He won money on a boxing match, like a local boxing match that he betted on, and he was telling me before about it, and he said one of them's been training and the other one apparently he's been a bit sick in his stomach. They're saying he has a bug, but I think it's nerves. And then the match happened and the guy who had the sick stomach won.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh, you bet on the training guy, right? And he's like, no. It's like, the guy's been sick, he's nervous, he's going to do anything once he gets in there. I bet everything on him. The guy that's training, he just thinks it's a normal fight. It's like, nervous guy's going to win every time. So,
oh, wow, good
tactic. So that nerves and that puts you through.
Yeah, but I do think that's really true, because I think if you're not nervous, it means that you don't really care as much and you don't want it as bad. So I think it's good to be nervous or excited.
Yeah, I can agree to a certain extent. I think when it comes to other things, like nerves gets replaced by, it's still excitement.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When Sarah and I have intimacy, I fear it anymore.
Yeah, I don't want you to be nervous about things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. I want to ask you about the yellow wig. So one of the Facebook feeds, you were wearing like a yellow wig. It looked like it was a farming setting. I think you said it was in York.
Yeah. So all summer, for 2 months from we started rehearsals on the 9th of July, but we opened on the 14th. Up until the 3rd of September, I was doing 4 shows a day on a children's panto.
Nice.
Called The Get Lost Show.
Where was that?
It was in York. It was written, directed by Richard Kay, who does a lot of work with Bad Apple Theatre and loads of stuff. He's about to be in the Benson's for Bed advert.
Okay.
So it was all his kind of brainchild, really, and he just put it on. And he also played the Dame twice a week because we had sort of split casts and we were all in on different times. But it was absolutely exhausting. And talking about not getting nervous anymore, do 4 shows a day for 2 months and you'll not be nervous anymore.
How did that come about then?
It was a casting on Arts Jobs that I found, and then just standard went for the audition and got the email. I got the part.
And then, because you said you got cream sprayed on your head, so was that 4 times a day, and you think that's given you...
Yeah, I've got all kinds of spots going on my head right now. But, yeah, it was good fun. I think the main thing was 4 shows a day, and do you remember how red hot it was for the majority of the summer?
Yes.
Yeah, we were in these, like, huge costumes. To be fair, mine was the least warm costume, because mine was, like, dungarees and a plaid shirt, and then this wig with the straw hat on. But the villain was in a huge crow costume, which had like an inflatable stomach, and he must have been dying. And then the Dame was in this huge like green dress, it's all padded out, and a huge hat up to the sky. So I can't really complain about the heat, but I think that heat combined with the cream and the sweating, it's done bad things to my forehead.
How do you keep the passion going when it's 4 shows a week for 2 months, did you say?
Yeah.
And was that 7 days a week, or did you...
Sometimes. Basically, I was supposed to do 4 shows per day, and the other actress playing the same role as me was doing 3 shows 4 days per week, and the other actress was doing 3 days a week.
Yeah.
So the show was on for 7 days a week, but we weren't in every single day. But Rach, the other actor, she went on holiday to London for 12 days. So I ended up doing 12 days. 12 days on the spins. So we kind of helped each other out. And at the very beginning of the run, I was doing a play called In My Eyes in Leeds for Sunlow Shorts. So she covered me for a week then. So it varied, but somebody was doing it every day.
And how do you keep that passion going? Or do you get to a point where it's just grim and bear it, the audience are enjoying it, I'll give my best, but I hate this?
No, it was really nice, and the people were all amazing. It didn't matter who you were in with, you'd have the best time, because they were just great, and we all enjoyed it, and because it was interacting with the children, because it was panto, it was a little bit different every single time because the children would react differently. And also, when you're doing it with different casts every day, everyone has their own way of playing the character. So if I was in with one person, they might go to a different side of the stage on a certain line to what the other person does, and that keeps it fresh because you have to keep thinking about like, oh, what does this person do? Whereas if you're with the exact same cast every single day and everything's the exact same, then it might have not stayed fresh as much. But my favourite things were when things would go wrong, because when you've done something that many times, it really freshened it up if something went wrong. And the audience love it because it's pantomime, and even the kids know that you're not the character that you're playing. So there was loads of trapped doors, and because I was playing like the silly Billy character in the panto, I was getting hit in the face with doors left, right and centre. And there was one time when the door just didn't open, so the dame was saying, oh, don't worry Willie, my character was called Willie, don't worry Willie, and then the door was supposed to hit and I'd make it look like it had hit me in the head, and it just never opened, so it just stood like, I'm not worried. What should I be worried about? And it just went on, and then finally the door just went, so I was like, ow. And the audience love it. They absolutely love it. Because, I mean, if it was any other style of show, I would never mess about with it, that kind. But because it was a pantomime and the audience were involved, it was great. And I think the key is to have the in-jokes with the audience. They need to know that something's supposed to be coming, otherwise it's only funny for us on the stage, and you have to include them in the joke.
Did you ever watch Neighbours? The TV show Neighbours?
Bits of it.
Carl and Susan,
really
they're like the most famous couple in it. Do you know Carl Kennedy, Susan Kennedy? Okay, there's a guy called Carl Kennedy. He was at Panto in Sheffield. We went. And I remember they had like, it was like a car that they pushed off, and Carl was like riding it, and this guy was pushing it, and he missed the exit and hit like the wall. And the guy pushing it, like the whole audience pissed off, the guy pushing it just starts corpsing, and Carl Kennedy, just ever the pro, just turns and goes, it's just a stage we're going through. And then just started, like, I can't remember what he did, he started improvising as they backed up and technicians came out and said, who's this guy? And all this, it was really like, you know, you just see someone who's like, yeah, you know what you're doing. That skill to...
That's it. If the audience know that you're comfortable with something going wrong, they just relax.
Yeah.
They'll just sit back in their seats and enjoy it.
Cool, okay. So I want to know like the best and worst kind of acting experiences you've had. You don't have to name names. Of, oh, this is like the worst, he or she was awful. But start positive if you want. You're a very upbeat, positive person, it seems. So the happiest goth in the world.
Yeah.
And you'd be like,
oh God, I can't think of any.
Or some highlights. You don't say favourite. It might be a bit unfair to say this is my favourite, but some highlight roles or performances or projects you've worked with, and some lows if you can, or things you've learned. I wouldn't do that again.
I suppose a lot of the things I did at uni, because we got a lot of control over what we did, so like my final show was like an idea that I'd had over the summer that I wanted to do, so that was nice getting to work on something that I really wanted to do.
What was it?
It was a different rendition of The Yellow Wallpaper, which is an old short novel by Charlotte Perkins Gilman, and I loved working on that. But in hindsight now, there are a lot of things that I would have done differently. So in some ways, I think it's both one of my favourites and one of my least favourite things. Because I got to work with my friends, and it was a story I really wanted to explore, and we got the chance to do it in this really nice space, and it was really good. But now when I watch it back, I'm like, oh, that's so cringy. I'm talking too fast. The set didn't look as good as what I thought it did at the time. And because we did it in 2 acts, and really it should have been done as 2 separate plays, I think. But other than that, I loved it.
And any kind of lowlights or experiences? Because you don't strike me as someone who's done a lot of the student films. Because that's generally where a lot of the more, they didn't think about this.
Yeah,
and it's not because students are bad, it's just...
I think... with student films, it's sort of like if you're working on a professional set. Sorry, I'm moving this because I'm down for a wee. If you're working on a professional set, if you do a different take, it's because the acting's not right. But if you're working on a student film, you end up doing millions of takes because they're still learning how to work the cameras and the angles and things like that, and the dolly and everything like that. So it ends up being a lot longer process.
But I'll try once more, and then I don't think I'm gonna get it. Any projects, films, plays you've done that you just hated, or you look back and go, oh, they didn't treat me right there. And no is a legitimate and a lovely answer to do.
Yeah, I've never hated anything. I don't think, unless I've erased it from my brain. No.
Getting hit with a pie before.
No, that was a highlight. That's a definite highlight.
Okay. I'm running out of things. Are there any actors that you look to or who influenced you, like when you were a kid? You were like, I want to be like that, or any performances you like that actor in that stage? Or
I like Natalie Portman in V for Vendetta, and I remember writing that on. Yeah, good film. I remember writing that on my UCAS application when I was applying. But now looking back, I guess I like Ian McKellen a lot. He's probably my favourite. Oh, but Alan Cummings also a favourite, but that's just because I love Cabaret.
Fair. Cool. Okay. I think that's about it for.
Yeah. I mean, I can think of other questions, but I think we've covered them all.
If you've got any, ask them, dude.
What sort of struggles? Like, you're beginning out, but you actually are doing lots at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, what sort of struggles do you find you sort of have?
Oh, there's millions, isn't there? I mean, at the end of the day, there's probably at least 100 actors for every part, and you're not right for every part. So it's just hard to get work in general, and for any actor, I think everyone struggles with it. But you know that going into it, and the highs are definitely worth the lows. When I finished this show in York, I was like, oh God, I've not got anything now, this is it, I'm hitting a dry spell, oh, this is horrible. And then all of a sudden I got a 2-month run of a show for over Christmas, and I'm like, yay, everything's fine again, this is the best job, I love everything. But it's just swings and roundabouts, I guess, but the fact that there's not that many roles is probably the biggest struggle. Yeah.
And do you have those moments, just for everyone, do you have those moments of doubt?
Oh yeah, I think everyone does. I mean, I would never want to give it up, and I would never want to do anything else. But there are times when you think, it'd be nice to have some money.
Preach it, sister, preach it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, alright, would you come do another one of these in like a few years?
Oh,
Can I tie you to
I mean,
that?
only if I'm doing really well.
Yeah,
and I can come back and be like, oh yeah.
Yeah. Once you've furthered along a bit.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Can you contractually commit
I
to reappearing in one?
Commit to coming back if I'm successful.
Yeah.
And have something to talk about.
Cool. I think just wrap it up then. I will end with a compliment, is that I think the first time we met was the reading for Dinner at Flicks.
Yeah.
And the character you read for is the character I've always worried the most about in that script, and then your reading, listening back, was like, okay, no, that character can work. It just needs the right person. I was really impressed with how you did that character.
Oh, that's so good. Thank you. Yeah, it was a good script. I really liked it.
You're a good actor, so that was the compliment. I know the script is good. That wasn't what I was getting at. I was complimenting you. I don't need your compliment.
Oh, thank you. That's really nice.
Right, Amy, thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me. It's been fun.
Yeah. Oh, any questions for us? Anything you want to say, like for the podcast, in case any
podcast.
3 listeners we might have?
Give me a job, thank you.
Good effort. Cool. Amy Blay, look out for her show reel. Hopefully coming in mid-November 2018.
Yeah, thank you.
Great, and thanks everyone for listening wherever you listen to it.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.